Welcome to Grays. Today, we are going to give you a history lesson on Nuka-Cola, the Wasteland's favourite pre-war beverage, and highlight all of the variants. Nuka-Cola entered into the beverage market in 2044, with the soft drink being invented by amateur chemist John Caleb Bradbatron. Clearly, his idea of chemistry was to add sugar, as Nuka-Cola was wildly unhealthy, as it contained 120% the recommended daily amount of sugar. It took the pre-war world by storm, and within a year it was available throughout the entirety of the United States. The constant drive of innovation and to be the most known soft drink company, Nuka-Cola added numerous variations by either using innovation labs or by outright buying their competition. These variations are Nuka-Cola. Nuka-Cola's iconic taste profile is the result of 17 different fruit essences, each balanced to enhance the classic cola flavor. By 2067, the cola had become so popular that a Nuka-Cola vending machine could be found in almost every street in the US. Even in the wasteland, Nuka-Cola still remains so popular that large quantities are survived, which is likely due to the fact that there is so much sugar in the product, but I digress. We also know of a diet variant of the traditional Nuka-Cola that is only spoken about once in the original game Fallout, by the Nuka-Cola addict Dugan, where he says, "Too bad we ran out of diet." During the show, we also learn of a retooling of the formula called New Nuka from a Capital Post article where we see a headline, which is a clear parody of the New Coke debacle from 1985 in the real world. Nuka-Cola Quantum! Quantum was developed in October of 2076 at Nuka World by the Beverageer division of the Nuka-Cola Corporation, and this wasn't just about making a new flavour. Under a secret military partnership known as Project Cobalt, Nuka-Cola had begun weapons research for the US government. During this project, scientists discovered that a derivative of strontium-90, originally intended for military ordnance, produced a brilliant blue glow. But what if that glow could be turned into a selling point? After adjustments to make it safe enough for consumption, the isotope became the defining feature of the brand new drink. The lead beverageer, Rex Meacham, gave it a name that would become iconic, Nuka-Cola Quantum. The early test batches caused serious health problems though, but thankfully to carefully written liability waivers, the company avoided lawsuits. By tweaking the formula, the final product was deemed to only have mild side effects. Yikes. The other isotopes were tested too, but none delivered that same glow as strontium-90. This is such a classic pre-war Fallout thing. So corrupt that they're like, oh, we'll just poison our people. It'll be fine. Clearly it's not. We all know why. While doing the research for this, I interestingly found a small timeline contradiction in the series. In Fallout 3, a terminal suggests that Quantum had been developed for 3 years before its release. But in Fallout 4's Nuka World add-on, terminals clearly state that it was created in October 2076, less than a year before the Great War. Nuka-Cola Wild! In 2058, they introduced Nuka-Cola Wild, a root-based soda inspired by the drink of choice in the Old West. Unlike the classic cola though, this version came in a bold red bottle, wrapped in a red-orange label, stamped with the name Nuka Wild. It looked different, it tasted different, and it had a very specific mission, to take out its competitor that refused to sell. You see, the Nuka-Cola Corporation had attempted to buy out the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company, the makers of the wildly popular Sunset Sarsaparilla. That is a tongue twister. Try and say that 5 times fast. I struggled to get that take through. My gosh. Nuka-Cola Wild was launched directly into the American Southwest, Sunset Sarsaparilla's home turf. It was designed to compete head-to-head with the region's most beloved soda, which is why we learn about it in Fallout New Vegas. Some bottles during the pre-war era were sent to the aforementioned Nuka-Cola World, and also White Spring Resort in Fallout 76. A lot of the variants are the same, so I will mention it here and not again. It's like a specials board. I'm only telling you once. Nuka Cherry! Nuka Cherry is one of those corporate buyouts that I was talking about earlier on. It was actually known as Merle's Very Cherry Soda beforehand. It was created by a local homebrewer named Merle Havestron. He developed a pure cherry soft drink that gained regional popularity. Eventually, the Nuka-Cola Corporation stepped in and acquired the brand. But instead of completely reinventing it, they kept the original formula mostly intact. They mix it with the classic Nuka-Cola, made some slight adjustments, and enhanced the colour to make it more visually striking on store shelves. A more vibrant, sweeter, and bolder cherry soda that was the original rebranding of Nuka Cherry. Unlike some other variants, Nuka Cherry never completely dominated the entire country. It remained largely an East Coast favourite, meaning that you'll find it around Boston and West Virginia. So the Commonwealth, the Appalachia, will still find bottles plenty, but on the other side, New Vegas and Los Angeles, you probably won't find as much. Nuka Cranberry. Nuka Cranberry was conceptualized by the Kanawha Nuka-Cola plant. Nuka-Cola was inspired by the unlikely trend celery-flavored sparkling waters. Executives saw potential in the growing health drink market and began experimenting in artificial flavor blends, carefully crafting packaging and strategic marketing designed to suggest wellness benefits. Sound like any other beverages that we know? This one wasn't just about taste, though. This was about perception. Like many fruit variants in the Nuka-Cola lineup, Nuka Cranberry predominantly featured cranberries sourced from local Appalachian regions. The use of regional produce helped reinforce the illusion that it was somehow fresher, cleaner, better for you. But in reality, it was a highly sugared Nuka-Cola product. The drink was heavily advertised throughout the Watauga area of the Appalachia as coming soon, building anticipation among consumers eager for the next big flavour. But the rollout never quite matched the hype. Limited quantities quietly appeared across the region, instead, with bottles scattered through Appalachia rather than dominating store shelves. Nuka Grape. Before it carried the Nuka-Cola branding, it was known overseas as Grape Pearl Soda. The recipe belonged to patent holder named Joni Chang, who had already found success with the flavour overseas. Recognizing its potential, the Nuka-Cola Corporation stepped in and acquired the rights. But unlike other takeovers, they didn't reinvent it. They just rebranded it as Nuka Grape. It became one of the 3 fruit variants that we've already spoken about, shortly after the debut of Nuka-Cola. The flavour profile remained virtually unchanged. There was only minor adjustments that had to be made, and those weren't even made for taste, they were made for the profit margins. The drink was met with instant success and was distributed throughout the entirety of the eastern United States. Nuka Orange. Nuka Orange was the company's citrus answer to an already expanding empire of flavours. Easily recognised by its orange-tinted bottle and the slice of citrus printed proudly on its label, it stood out on store shelves long before the bombs ever fell. Released shortly after the debut of Nuka-Cola, it joined Nuka Cherry and Nuka Grape as part of the corporation's first wave of fruit-flavoured expansions. On the East Coast especially, Nuka-Cola Orange became an instant success. Behind the vibrant branding was a far more calculated formula, developed under the internal codename Fur Seal. The drink's flavour base was reportedly derived from pear brandy, giving it that depth that went beyond simple citrus soda. Nuka-Cola Dark. Nuka-Cola Dark marked the company's entrance into the alcoholic beverage market. For the first time, the brand wasn't targeting families or teenagers. It was going after the adults. Packaged as a ready-to-drink blend of Nuka-Cola and rum, the beverage boasted a staggering 35% alcohol by volume, stronger than expected. Smoother than advertised, it was promoted as the most thirst-quenching way to unwind. Hilariously, the fine print told a different story. Consumers were warned not to operate motor vehicles or heavy machinery for at least 8 hours after drinking. Women who were pregnant or likely to become so were strongly advised to just avoid the product altogether, which is just hilarious. Nuka-Cola Quartz. Nuka-Cola Quartz was a limited edition release exclusive to the American Southwest. This makes it one of the region's most restricted flavors in the company's history. Even before the war, it was very difficult to get a hold of, making it a relic nowadays. Unlike the bold reds and oranges of its fruit-flavored siblings, Quartz took a much different approach. It was marketed as classy, sophisticated, pure. The key selling point: no added food coloring. The drink was a distinctive white tint and a subtle glow, giving it an almost ethereal appearance inside the bottle. And achieving that look wasn't all that easy. Developed under the internal code Angry Beaver, the formula relied on a non-soluble sugar flake suspended in a liquid. These flakes created a shimmering quartz-like texture, while also solving carbonation issues that had plagued earlier test batches. The biggest issue with this soda was actually the name Quartz, as it got them into a lot of trouble. Nuka-Cola's longtime competitor, Vim Pop Incorporated. I could do that. However, the name Quartz brought a lot of legal trouble. Nuka-Cola's longtime competitor, Vim Pop Incorporated, was already marketed a beverage called Vim Quartz. The result was a legal battle over trademark rights, with both companies fighting to claim ownership over the sparkling name. In the end, Nuka-Cola won the case. Vim Quartz was set to be pulled from the market. Vim Quartz was set to be pulled from the market. However, the Great War erupted before the ruling could fully take effect, freezing the rivalry in time. Nuka-Cola Victory! Nuka-Cola Victory wasn't just a flavour. It was victory in a bottle. Or so they say. Released in the American Southwest in January of 2077, the drink debuted alongside one of the most defining moments of the era, the liberation of Anchorage, a military triumph that reignited national pride and gave corporations the perfect marketing opportunity. Sounds so pre-war Fallout, my gosh. Victory was branded as refreshingly patriotic, wrapped in bold symbolism, and designed to capture the emotional high that was sweeping across the US. The liquid glowed orange, sealed in a bottle dressed in red, white, and blue, visually striking in a way that even rivaled Nuka-Cola Quantum. On store shelves, it wasn't all that subtle. There were plans already underway for a full redesign in 2078, with a new slogan prepared, "A taste as sweet as freedom." But, however, the Great War came first, and that redesign never came. Today, Nuka-Cola Victory remains a rare find in post-apocalyptia. The others! As this is a video going over every single variant, we do have to talk about these ones as well. There isn't a lot of information on these variants, so here we are with the lightning round. There's only 2 of these in the lightning round. Shh. Classic Nuka-Cola. It's just Nuka-Cola. It tastes exactly like the original Nuka-Cola, but it comes in a new bottle. Hey, that's cool. And Nuka-Cola Twist, which is a variant of Nuka-Cola that can only be found in vending machines in Appalachia, and there's nothing else to do. We don't exactly know what it is. We don't know how it got there, but it's there. Hey, thanks for coming to Graze. If you have any ideas you want me to explore, please use the suggestion box below. If you have enjoyed your experience here today, feel free to like and subscribe, as they are the closest things to reviews we have on this platform. We will hope to have you experience this again soon. See ya. Goodbye.